The following program is copyrighted and created by Schmidt's Candy Company. We've been out of business for 70 years. I first saw this microphone in a social media ad. It reminded me of an old Shure Brothers carbon mic from the 1920s. But the guts are modern. I had to get my hands on it so I could show you guys. Let's see what we can find out about it. It's a bunch of nerdy stuff, and it's coming right up. So, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm James Gatsby. This is Louise, an interesting, almost makeshift mic, as handmade in Portland, Oregon by Ear Trumpet Labs. It's a mic designed with both live application and studio recording in mind. From a distance, this mic looks like an old carbon mic that's been well cared for. But as you can see, when you get closer to it, it looks almost put together from spare parts. Now looky here, the stem is a copper pipe. It's even starting to patina as I've been working with it to test it out. It looks to have brass hardware sealing the pipe. I dig the look. The bottom sports the letters ETL and then a serial number. They're stamped right into the brass. There's no switches or buttons on the mic at all. The wide ring here looks to be made of stainless steel. It looks suspiciously like it belongs to a kitchen tool or a small spring-form pan or some other household hardware item that I can't quite put my finger on. The capsule is enclosed in what appears to be a couple of metal strainers bolted together to form a ball, and then suspended from the spring-form pan ring thing by 4 springs. This gives it its own built-in shock mount, the way they used to do it back in the day, see? Inside the ball is a 26mm condenser capsule, and I've read that a thin layer of silk and foam inside the ball helps protect against plosives. There's a joint between the stem and the ring where you can position it this way and that. It comes with a plastic mic clip that is made by Shure. It's literally the same clip you'd get when you buy an SM58. You can also upgrade that clip to a really cool looking brass one if you so desire. It connects through an XLR port at the bottom and requires phantom power that's been stored in a temperature-controlled wooden crate for no less than 100 years. Or just use whatever phantom power you have available for literally the same effect. It weighs about 450 grams, or about a pound. Know what else is cool? It comes in this heavy-duty, authentic metal toolbox. I mean, this case weighs 5 pounds on its own. Neato, gang. Just real sharp. I mean, does this whole thing not remind you of steampunk? Like 1920s steampunk. That's what I get when I see this. I really love the homemade parts look. Didn't think I would, really do. It's also rather large. It measures, hold on a second, let me just find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape was used by retired Special Forces officer John Matrix when he was rescuing his daughter Jenny from an evil former South American dictator named Arias. I picked it up in some secret island off the coast of Mexico. That was back in 85, I think. Anyway, the ring measures 6.5 inches in diameter, and the entire mic is 12 inches from tip to tail. The really cool thing to know about Louise here is that it's genuinely handmade with premium gut parts. We're talking film capacitors, human-tested and matched transistors, and fully hand-tuned. So let's hear this mic in the booth and get a good feel for voiceover on this guy. Okay, so here I am in the booth wearing something probably completely different because, I recorded this way before I shot the video you've been watching. Alright, so here's what it sounds like inside the booth. I wish I could play with some buttons on the mic, but there are no buttons. It is a copper pipe. So, yeah, this is what it sounds like. I wanted to try something, though. Since it doesn't have any switches, I think I'd like to try turning down the gain and just giving her, you know? Do a little bit of yelling or something, just to try it out. Here we go.
So I can just bring my voice forward just a little bit with a little bit of saturation dialed in right here. The hell is that?
All right, back to the video. And as usual, to really test this mic out, I recorded music with it. The following mini-song you're about to hear was recorded using only the Louise, except for the drums as usual. So here it is. This mic is a little different than all the other mics I've tried before. This mic looks a little bit like parts bought from a kitchen store. Is there such a thing as a kitchen store? Well, I don't know, but if so, that's where you buy the parts. Well, where else would you buy parts that go in the kitchen? Why, at the kitchen store, of course. It feels very much like 1925. It takes you back in time and makes you feel alive. Oh, we're talking about Louise, not a person, a microphone. By Ear Trumpet Labs. I must say, I worked with this mic without knowing a thing about it. I basically knew nothing about it except for how it looked. And I came out thinking that it sounds so incredibly good on acoustic instruments. And then I read on their website that this is where this mic shines. So they nailed that exactly. It's great. The acoustic guitar parts you heard in that song had no EQ added, with the exception of the usual, low-end roll-off at around 80 hertz. It was really awesome on acoustic guitar. Really awesome. I would choose this mic out of a bunch of them. On vocals, it had a little bit of high-mid resonance, which I thought was going to be a problem. But it was easily mitigated with some resonance suppression at around 1.5 kilohertz. So, it wasn't really a problem. I have a very mid-forward voice. So if there's a pokey mid-resonance lurking in a mic, you can be sure my voice will find it. All in all, this mic is good. It's better than so many other mics priced higher. Oh, right, the price. Louise can be yours for $699 US. Is that a fair price? Well, that depends on you. If you value just a good sound and don't value the look of the mic, then no, it's a bad price. But if you value the look of the mic along with the sound, then yes, it's a good price. For example, if you're a podcast host that videos your podcast and you want to go for that old-timey aesthetic, then this would be the mic to get. It would surely dazzle your audience and sell your brand. On stage, as this mic was initially designed for, Louise would look and sound fantastic miking a trio of feathery dressed backup singers, It would also look great in pretty much any music video. So there you have it. The Ear Trumpet Labs Louise. Perhaps the coolest looking mic I'll be reviewing in 2025. Steampunk City. Well, that'll just about do it for all of me here at the Time Preservation Society, Old Sport. Bye now. End transmission. Thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Watch these other videos as usual. Thank you.